Kyle is asking, if Scott Frost is retained after this season, do you think he will shift towards recruiting from the portal more or back to the high school ranks?
I mean, that's a great question, Kyle. Obviously, you saw what they did this year, making a huge splash with the transfer portal, and that was out of necessity. But I don't see this whole transfer portal thing going away anytime soon. And, with what's been going on here between other schools not even involved with Nebraska, it's a no-brainer that basically I think you really need to always explore that transfer portal to improve your team. Now, that being said, you can't ever not stray away from recruiting the high school ranks, because that's where you load your roster from, for the most part. The transfer portal is more for plug and play guys that it's like free agency basically. And the problem with it is that there's no salary cap right now in the transfer portal, so it's very lucrative for college players to change teams right now, and we'll see how long it lasts there. But you can't ever go away from the high school recruiting, but I think you're going to see more of a 50-50 mix because, quite frankly, you can add somebody from the transfer portal all year round. You don't have to, you're not bound to get an offer out there and get a commit from that offer. And then, hold on until signing day, for that to be official. So, but yeah, like we've said plenty of times here before, the landscape of college football has changed dramatically because of the transfer portal and NIL. And until there's some rules put in place, it's a free for all right now, and you're gonna grab the best player possible that you can to help your team right now.
Yeah, the transfer portal, as Greg just said, the big advantage there, as he just stated, with recruiting and being the recruiting cycle is you put out the offer, you have to wait. There's a lot of chance that player is going to flip, go elsewhere. So we got to wait, for example, from now until December. That's still another 6+ months, mid-December, to make sure that commit comes through. That player may or may not be prepared to play college football yet, depending on their physical maturity, based on what kind of program they're coming out of, and the strength and conditioning program at their high school and all of that. And they're unproven, regardless of what they're ranked and what their ceiling is. They're unproven, as opposed to going out there. And I'm going to go top shelf with this example, Casey Thompson, but even well beyond that, that, okay, this guy was able to play 2 years at Wake Forest. Well, that tells us something, that he played at major college football and he made this many tackles and played this many games. So he's physically developed. He understands the game. He's been through the grind. He's proven himself. So that's a known commodity versus an unknown. But at the same time, to Greg's final point, the players still have to come from the high school ranks. So somebody's got to recruit and sign them somewhere. So you can't live off of either one. Well, you can live off the high school recruiting, but you may start to lose some games and fall behind your competition if you're not using the transfer portal at all. But the high school recruiting is just never going to be able to go away. That's where the players are coming from.
Absolutely. I mean, they got to get their chances too, right? And to add on to that too, is that Nebraska's poised right now to actually, get commitments from at least the top 7 or 8 players in the state of Nebraska coming out of this year. The lone guy that we're not hearing a lot about right now is the wide receiver Davion Hall out of Bellevue West, but he's been in Nebraska plenty of times, and he wasn't around this weekend. I'm sure he had other things going on. He's also a busy young man, but I think Nebraska has a chance really to land probably the top 10 prospects in the state if that's what they want to do this year. So, I think high school recruiting is doing very well right now for Scott Frost and his staff. And it doesn't hurt, like we said before, it really doesn't hurt to have a Mickey Joseph on your staff. And I'll bounce back to this Malachi Coleman when he talked to us on Sunday night, and he kept mentioning Mickey Joseph and how valuable. And Jaden Doss, the same thing when he committed on Friday. That you've got a coach there that is what he wants to do is groom you to play on Sundays in the NFL. And there's probably not another guy out there better qualified to do that than Mickey Joseph. And that is a huge recruiting advantage for Nebraska.